Hello and welcome back to Mario Kart Wii, where in the last episode, we raced in the Mirror Flower Cup with the single worst card setup I have ever used in any Mario Kart race ever. It was awful. And in this episode, we're going to be racing in the Mirror Star Cup, and we are going to be using, I didn't think this far ahead. Who do we want to use? I feel like we should use a lightweight character, because we're going to be using a medium character tomorrow, so... let's go with Dry Bones. I'm feeling Dry Bones today. And what do we want to use? Let's use we'll use Booster Seat, actually. Let's use the Booster Seat. Maintenance mission, of course. And I need to go back to get to place first in the Flower Cup. Still in Star Ranking, but it doesn't matter because Star Rankings don't matter anymore. And now we're going to be racing in the Mirror Star Cup. Let's do it. So this just in, breaking news, right before I started recording this video, THQ Nordic, who, as you may or may not know, is the company that is going to be responsible, also feel that acceleration, feel what it feels, this is what it feels like to not stop and go and accelerate again at the speed approximately of a snail on sleeping pills. Now, I'm still doing terribly, but at least this time I can blame myself and not the freaking abysmal acceleration. The thing is, there was many situations in the last episode where if I had not even like good, like average acceleration, I probably still would have won because I had gotten myself from 12th to first place, but then I hit something that would have caused me to I hit something to cause me to lose the race, because even though I could have caught up. Like, I could have accelerated. Also, let's take the shortcut since we have the mushrooms. Have I taken the shortcut yet, actually? I don't think I've taken the shortcut yet in this Let's Play. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, but, I hit something and that made it so that I couldn't, it stopped me and other people could pass me. But if I had the ability to accelerate quickly, I probably would have, maybe I wouldn't have finished in first, but I still would have finished in second or third, rather than dropping all the way down to, like, 8th and 9th or whatever it was. So that's nice. And that's a Spanish going for first place, and that's gonna get all three of them, I think. Yup, that got all three of them. Nice. That was perfection. Good thing I took the upper route, because that allowed me to completely dodge that. And Baby Mario, please. Okay, you didn't take my banana, but don't worry. And so what I was talking about before, THQ Nordic, which, as you may or may not know, is the company that is going to be responsible for remastering my second favorite game ever made, and that is, of course, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. I just got a smile on my face just saying that, because it's still a little surreal to think that the game, game that ranks number 2, only slightly, by the way, because my top 2 games of all time are Dragons of 3 Return to the Lair and SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, and they're like right next to each other. It's almost unnoticeable, the difference in quality, because they're both so good. They're both such incredible games, and I love them to death. It's just a little... I'm still adjusting to the fact that it's going to get a remaster, but anyway. They just announced... Actually, I'll talk about that in the next race, after we go onward. There we go. So just announced that at Gamescom this year, which is a thing that I recognize the name, but couldn't tell you what it is. Well, apparently, they're going to be having a playable demo, or obviously, I say playable demo. It's going to be playable, and then I would assume from there that means it's going to be a demo of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which is their remastered version, and that is just that's awesome to hear, because I have been so curious. Ever since it was announced, since June when they announced it, I've been so curious to see, just to see what they're gonna do, right? Because you don't understand. I will hold this game under such ridiculous amounts of scrutiny, and you may say that's unfair. And to that I say, yeah, to expect the game to be exactly like the original, and to expect it to be the perfect game, or the near perfect game that is the original, would be unfair. But I'm not expecting that. What I'm expecting is that it is a faithful remake of the original, and that it is still a very fun... That was not nice, what just happened right there. Like, okay, so here, let me put it the other way. There are some things that I will allow them to change. For instance, they are more than welcome to do something about Mr. Krabs' spatulas. If they want to, maybe not get rid of it. Like, I don't know if I would get rid of Mr. Krabs. Maybe do something, like, maybe still have Mr. Krabs do something like that, just less of it, because I never liked grinding for anything in any game ever. So, you know, I never grind for the shiny objects for those spatulas. I always just use the cheat codes to get them, because it's like, well, this isn't challenging my abilities as a platformer or anything. It's just how much patience do you have, which is to say, I would rather just get back to the gameplay, so I just use the cheat codes to get myself just enough shiny objects to get the golden spatulas, and then move on with my life. So if they are more than welcome to do something about that. I encourage them. Like, they're allowed to make changes, right? They're allowed to do different things. But there are some things that I will say definitively that they cannot touch, or else I will be very, very upset. But we'll start with we'll keep going with the things that they can change. They can change the camera like the camera controls. Not the way in which the camera is controlled, mind you. I know that sounds weird. That sounds contradictory. But what I mean by that is, the way the camera works is you control it, right? Like you are in full control of the camera at all times. The game never tries to force the camera in any particular direction, that's fine for some games. Like, for instance, this game, I don't control the camera. The camera is completely controlled by the game itself, which is fine because it's a racing game, so I'm focusing on driving, and then the game focuses on just keeping the camera behind me at all times. But, you know, it's a racing game, so for a 3D platformer, I want to be able to control which direction I'm looking, so I know so I can more easily see where I have to jump and all that kind of stuff. So, don't change that. What I mean by that is, currently the camera controls are inverted, and it'd be nice, maybe not make it so they're not inverted, but just have an option to uninvert them, right? Like, rather than it being a mandatory, just have an option, either do you want the camera inverted or not inverted. That's all it would be. It's just like an option is what I would say. And I'll talk about a little bit more of the stuff that I think that they're more than welcome to change in the next race. Oh yeah, but to flashback to Mr. Krabs a second, what they could do is, like, if they did make the choice to get rid of him, which I wouldn't be too heartbroken about it, honestly. I think it wouldn't be, because Mr. Krabs, I'm sure, would still be in it, because of stuff like Imposition plus the Crab. So it wouldn't be, you know, the biggest heartbreaker in the world. But if they did do that, that would actually give them an opportunity to create a whole new level, and, like, at that point, it would be entirely original, so I would be open to the idea of that. You know, obviously it would depend on how it's executed, but I'm more than happy to say that I'd be fine with them creating a new level. So, yeah, we'll see how that turns out. I don't know. Well, only time will tell. Another thing that they can change is the police station, because currently the police station is kind of useless. I don't know what you would do to make it so that it's not useless, but... Like, I never go into the police. I'm pretty sure when I made my walkthrough, I only went into, wait, can I use the shortcut? Hold on. I think I might be able to use the shortcut. I can use the shortcut. Nice! I was really hoping I was going to show this off at least once over the course of the Let's Play. I didn't get to show the whole thing off, but I still got to show off the shortcut. That's nice, okay. So, I don't know what you would do to fix it, other than just removing it, but just... Currently, the police station doesn't do a whole lot, so I don't know. Like, I'll be interested to see what they do with that. And then the last thing I think they can change is some of the boss fights, because the boss fights are fine, right? There's nothing wrong with them, but they are definitely the weakest part of the game, and I would say that they are the reason why it ranks number 2 on my list instead of number 1. Not all of them, mind you. Karata, incredible boss battle. The brain level, like the small shell rule or not, that level is incredible. It's just so it's hard to express precisely why it is, but it tests everything you learned up until the course of night, right? It tests bubble bowling, it tests cruise bubble, it tests bubble bashing, it tests platforming, and it tests basic combat. So it tests everything that you have learned and mastered up until that point. So it's just the perfect final level. So I don't want them to touch that. Those levels are perfect. But the Sandy boss battle and the Patrick boss battle, yeah, they can do that. Those could use some work. The Sandy boss battle probably less so than actually no, because the Sandy boss battle is tedious because you have to wait. You have to wait for her to to pin yourself up against the freaking sides, and then jump through her little thing. So it's just like I appreciate the idea of using the bubble skill that you learned in that section of the game as the way to defeat the boss. So, you know, using the bubble bounce and bubble bash as SpongeBob, using Patrick's throw abilities as Patrick, like that's fine. And that's if they do change it, they should keep that stuff. It's just the waiting periods in between where you're like just kind of idling by waiting for Sandy to go up against the side of the arena. That's the part that I think could use some adjustments. And then I'll talk about the Patrick boss battle in the next race. So here's the problem with the Patrick boss battle. The idea is to test the bubble bowl, right? Because you get the bubble bowl after you beat Sandy, and then you come to learn how to use it over the course of Rock Bottom, Sand Mountain, and Murmur. Oh, I got the Lightning Cloud. That's not good. Okay, let's just bite the bullet. And then your skills are put to the test with it against Patrick. But here's the problem. The first stage when you play SpongeBob, thank you for that, Bullet Bill, there's no reason to use the bubble bowl, because you can just jump down into the pit and smack him with your spin move. In fact, I'm pretty sure the game even tells you to do that, because SpongeBob says, "I'll try to hit it," and he holds out the little spin thing. So it's like, well, okay, what's the point of this? And it's pathetically easy. And again, it's the idea of waiting, right? You're waiting for Patrick to stop spitting goo in your face, and then you can attack him. With Sandy section is fine, but there's still that period of waiting that I hate, like the period between which you can attack that you just have to wait for freaking ever. So that's But then the second stage is probably the lesser of three evils, but the final stage is when you finally have to use the bubble bowl in order to actually attack him. The problem is that you're standing on moving conveyor belts, which makes it ridiculously hard to actually aim the freaking bubble bowl. And furthermore, if you're a little bit off, you fall into the goo, and said goo will just kill you outright. And it's just, well, maybe not kill you outright, but if you land it in a second time, it will. And it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, it's not bad. It's not a bad boss battle, and I still kind of enjoy playing it. But there's definite room for improvement for both of those. And then of course, beyond all that, there's definitely, you know, they can do their own stuff. They're adding the Squidward boss battle, which I've been curious since I first started playing this game. I've been so curious to see what that boss battle could have been. And also, you keep giving me golden mushrooms. Can you please give me a freaking okay, wow. This is a terrible, terrible race. Wow. Can you please give me a bullet bill with this one, please? I really need a bullet bill right now. Or you could just give me an invincibility star, which is completely useless here. That's also fine. Oh, and a golden mushroom. Okay, great. Golden mushroom on the map where everything's falling apart and there's holes everywhere. Wonderful idea. Okay. Well, that was terrible. That was actually awful. But they can also do their own stuff. You know, add their own levels, add their own boss battles. So they're more than welcome to do that. I'll just be curious to see how it pans out. But that's all the stuff that I think they can change. Now, next episode, I'll talk about some of the stuff that they absolutely cannot change. You got first place. And a D ranking. Yeah, I wasn't expecting very high after that pitiful final race performance. You won a trophy in the Mirror Star Cup. Congratulations, you can now play the Mirror Special Cup. You won the Star Cup in Mirror Mode. Congratulations, you've unlocked a medium bike, the Dolphin Dasher. Remember in the beginning of the episode when I said we were going to be using a medium character in the next episode? This is why. And that'll be it for this episode. So, thanks for watching, stay tuned for next time, and I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Mario Kart Wii. Goodbye!